You're good at the coughing.
Well, yeah, I mean, cough.
Was that a dry cough?
Oh, I mean, just kind of like a before you're going to speak cough. Not like a I've got coronavirus cough.
Remember that when we first talked about doing these videos, we said we'll call it by its name. We'll be specific.
Oh,
it is
so-
a coronavirus.
So, do you want to say COVID-19?
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
COVID. That shouldn't be a song, really. It's a very sad song.
I mean, educational.
So, you would have a dry cough, but no COVID-19.
It wasn't even really a cough. It was just like the now I'm going to be talking kind of cough.
Let's talk about where we are with how we know whether or not we're infected at this very moment. Like, on a scale of 1 to 100% being 100% sure we are not, to 0% sure that we have it. We know we don't have it. We don't.
So if I think I have it, I would say I am 0% certain that I do not have the COVID-19.
Maybe I should phrase that differently. On a 0%, it means you're 100% sure you don't have it, and 100% sure as you have it.
So you're asking me, what percent chance do I think I have? Do I think it is that I have COVID-19?
Yes.
So if I was 100% certain, that would be me saying, I got it.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to go with, I'm going to say 23. 23%. I think there's a 23% chance that while we were out shopping today, I caught COVID-19.
I'm going to say 30 because I went to the dentist the other day.
Right.
And then Friday, I went to curbside pickup.
Uh-huh.
And today we went shopping.
Right.
We needed cat food.
And veggies.
Veggies, but cat food was the big one. We're almost out. And the shipment is on its way. It's not on its way yet, even. It'll be on its way in 3 days if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Our cats won't let us wait that long.
They
And I
eat
can't
us.
let them go eat the rabbits outside. I like our bun-buns.
Well, also you're just not going to let the cats roam free. Our cats are house cats.
But I would let them roam free before I let them starve.
Well, yeah.
We went to Natural Grocers.
Right.
It was kind of expensive, but...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really expensive. But
One
there
tiny
weren't
little-
very many people in there.
One tiny little shopping cart, $170 of groceries.
Ugh.
Insane.
I did get a vegan queso. And I got these, an herbal supplement, and we got flax oil, which was 20, like that, those two things were, but yeah, the thing is that there weren't very many people, no line. Yeah. It was mostly easy to keep 6 feet from people.
Yeah, and I think there were people that were being very deliberately conscious about it, in part because our humans were wearing face masks. And we were wearing gloves, bright purple gloves.
We had gloves. We were bright and purple.
Yeah.
We touched a lot of things today with bright purple gloves.
Yeah.
And then when we got home, I had to wipe everything down with alcohol and then let it sit.
I went in
Maybe
the shower.
that was that might be a little overkill. I don't know.
I can't get to sleep. I keep thinking about the implications of that.
It's no better to be safe than sorry.
That's a different song.
Well, they're both good songs.
Yeah.
Well, overkill's better.
Yeah.
So, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about our time at Natural Grocers and the things we bought, all the sorts of things we touched.
There were other people there wearing gloves, not
Yeah.
as many. The people who work there have gloves,
Yep.
and one of the guys had a mask.
Yep.
We had masks we made out of t-shirts.
Yeah.
They say masks don't help, and that's probably largely true. But we figure if we're keeping our droplets to ourselves and other people keep their droplets to themselves, that minimizes droplet
Spread?
I have no idea spread. And then I wore my glasses, which they're trifocals, and I never got used to them, so that was a little rough. But made sure I had my eyes covered. And then we took our clothes off, left our shoes at the front door.
I miss my shoes.
Oh, I know. Oh.
Doesn't make sense. I mean, the human I'm attached to misses the shoes.
And
I don't miss the shoes.
the thing is, the theme of today is safety, and we have to make sacrifices. Not just for our safety, but for everyone's safety, for the public safety.
Safety of the herd.
Herd safety. We're a herd. We're part of a herd. Do that again. I want to try. Hold on. Let's try it. How do you do? I think I look more like a.
Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, maybe a bunny. Meep meep, I'm a bunny. Do the bunny hop. Let's stay on topic.
Okay.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Oh, didn't you show me a really good video about that? Like the guy had gloves on and was using black dye to show how.
We will put that video down here. You can see why you need to really, really, really wash your thumbs.
Wash the thumb. It's easy to forget your thumb. And if you don't touch your thumb, it doesn't get washed.
If you don't touch it, it doesn't get washed. And you know what's really fun?
What?
You wash one hand with the other hand. It's two manual Americans watching each other.
Yeah. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
I like teamwork. Yeah.
We'll probably always talk about washing your hands because that's the part that stars us.
That's right. We're very handy.
We are.
And helpful.
Wearing gloves. More people are doing it now, and everyone needs to do it. Try to stay healthy, people.
I found it kind of hard to do. I was like, what am I allowed to touch when and where?
He touched the cart without sanitizing it, so then I said that's all he's allowed to touch. And then I touched all the food.
It was hard to find the sanitizer there, though.
We found it when we were leaving.
Yeah. I wonder if it was even there when we came in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We found some potatoes, no toilet paper. Oh, that's something I wanted to say.
Huh?
Nurses are coming off their long shifts of trying to save our lives and going to get groceries, and guess what? There's nothing there for them.
Nothing.
That's not cool.
Very uncool.
We need to do something.
Stressful, even.
Something we need to do. I want to see something happening about that. Leave stuff. I know it's going to calm down. It'll settle down. Here in Austin, 2 weeks should settle down. You can't get curbside pickup. If you are an Austin person and you have curbside pickup and you don't really need it, give it to a nurse.
Huh.
Give it to a healthcare worker. Just call the hospital. Let her have it. Let her order some stuff, maybe for her fellow nurses too. It'll go to use.
That's kind-spirited, but it's kind of hard to implement. I mean,
because how do you transfer that over?
And that's exactly
you have to use your account. Oh.
Yep.
Maybe you could call HEB. Well, we'll just revisit that one. But I wanted to say, stay home. It's not the flu. Do we still need to say that to people?
Over and over and over again.
Don't they have it figured out by now?
It's kind of like there's been an incessant barrage of misinformation from people in positions of authority, you know who I'm talking about.
Well, that's kind of their thing. Misinformation.
But there's
They
the
can't
thing, right?
help it.
Is that if a person in a trusted position of authority keeps spreading misinformation about something that is factually true and provable,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it falls down to
The point is that we shouldn't be listening to politicians right now.
because they are congenitally incapable of telling the truth about situations like this.
Yeah, we
Are we
need to
gonna put
listen
a
to
link to that post again?
scientists. It's on our first video. You need to listen to scientists,
Doctors, physicians,
doctors, yeah.
the
And I think
CDC, the CDC.
more and more people want to listen to that.
CDC.
I mean, the CDC, sure, is as much as you can, but the CDC, I don't think they go far enough. They're a little. I think they're like 3 or 4 steps behind. I think if the CDC had acted, they needed to act faster.
It's
We
better
need-
than listening to some chump, though.
Huh. Don't listen to any chumps.
Nope.
What else? Oh, I wanted to talk about fear. Because we talk about spreading fear, and there are a lot of people that say don't spread fear.
Fear
right?
leads to anger.
Don't spread hysteria, panic, and fear.
Yeah.
Well,
Yoda.
do you think we should be spreading fear?
No. No. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, deployed randomly, are just awful. I mean, there's a certain amount of healthy fear.
So, what if people think it's just the flu, though? Shouldn't we make them a little more afraid?
Well, that's the point we're getting to, is re-emphasizing it's not just the flu. It's significantly more infectious, right? We've come to that conclusion. And it's significantly more lethal than the flu.
Yes. Shouldn't we be panicking?
No, panic is what makes people buy all the toilet paper before the nurses can get it.
Okay. So, we need to stay calm and wash our hands. And
It's possible to be afraid and reasonable.
okay. So,
Yeah.
we'll be afraid and reasonable. We should be afraid.
Yes.
We don't need to spread it, but if people think it's just the flu, maybe they need to be a little more afraid.
Well, or they have to realign and readjust their expectations, perception.
Adjust your perception if you think it's just the flu. Watch those videos about Italy.
All right, so here's the thing, right? Someone assumes it's just the flu, and they're going to go ahead and be like, well, I'm just going to catch it, and it's going to be fine, and all blah, 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 right?
Which it is for some people.
But
We've
the
heard
thing,
quite a
right,
few people.
is that this is super contagious, super infectious, and
yeah, like
for a certain
easy
part
to
of the
catch.
population, it puts them in the hospital. So,
A pretty significant number.
so if it spreads really fast, then we overwhelm our hospital capacity.
We were talking about ventilators, like 157 for 27 million Texans, but there aren't even enough hospital beds for every Texan.
Right.
And for even a percentage, whatever, 5% of that, there's not even enough hospital beds for how many people would potentially get sick all at once. So that is not like a flu we've seen before. We had problems in 1918, but we also didn't have modern medicine. Oh man, in 1918, this thing would have been just like the Black Plague, because they didn't have ventilators. Did they have ventilators in 1918? Oh, maybe they did. It's post-industrial. Good question.
Maybe. They probably had, big ass iron lung looking things.
So I wanted to talk about the fact that it's going to take some time. Like, if we're all staying home now and we're getting bored and we're like, this is cabin fever, going crazy, and you're like, people are dying though. More people are dying. What? I thought people weren't going to die. I'm freaking out now. Why is I should go out
Freak
then or
out.
something. Why stay home? This isn't working. But here's the
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
It's going to take more than a few weeks for us. It's going to get worse before it gets better. We'll see it work in a few months. Things are going to go, they are.
You think so?
Yeah.
But how do you know?
Okay. Why do I think, if we don't start testing
Uh-huh.
and like testing everyone, like all the time, not just rich people, everyone,
I'm testing you.
for COVID-19.
Oh, I can't. do
And
that.
I like not people with no symptoms, but people that have symptoms need to get tested, and it's not. There's still here in the United States we're not. We'll talk about other countries later because we've seen what is going on. Like it seems like Germany is doing a pretty decent job. South Korea has done a great job. But they're testing and they're tracking and keeping track. And when you test, the invisible enemy becomes the visible enemy.
Dun dun dun.
You can beat an enemy you can see much easier than you can beat an enemy you can't see. Which is why I think, like, in Skyrim, I love invisibility. It's pretty cool.
You know, Sun Tzu said that the form of the perfect army approaches the formless. A thing without form cannot be approached.
So we're allowing this army of this virus,
Ooh.
this friggin' COVID army thing,
Good analogy.
to be formless and
Yeah.
have the upper hand.
That's kind of terrifying.
So until we start testing
Yeah.
and knowing who's
Yeah.
got it, and then we
Yeah.
know they've got it,
Yeah.
and then they recover,
Yep.
and then, you know what?
What?
They can go back to work.
Well,
If we could start getting productive, but you got healthy people returning to work. Keep
so
everyone home until they go through that. Do we 100% know that you can't recatch it?
well, what I was
We
wondering
don't.
is, say I'm healthy, I catch COVID-19, I'm sick, I get better, woo, and then I'm going back to work, right?
Well, don't go right away because people have relapses sometimes.
I was wondering though, I mean, could I be a carrier but not catch it?
I don't know. We should make sure we know that.
Gonna fact check
Doctors
that one.
are approving people to go back to work, but I don't know. And I know that people like don't all the way heal from it, and they think they're better, and then it comes back. So, maybe they can't go back to work. This is a disease that can change too, like it mutates. So it's unpredictable, and they call it slippery.
The one thing I want to say is, even if you do go back to work, you should keep washing your hands and stuff. Because even if you are immune, even if you can't carry, you could still transport it. You know, you've got dirty hands, then those dirty hands touch money, and then you give that money to somebody who doesn't have it.
Everywhere.
So washing your hands is still really important.
Yeah.
Practice
Also,
good hygiene.
There's still the flu. That's still going around too.
It's like they're buddies
Yeah.
on a world tour. Hey, yeah. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to be enthusiastic about that, am I?
No. I don't think we're supposed to be being enthusiastic.
It's the COVID-19 influenza pandemic world tour. Woo!
Scary times, man. Scary times.